So James says that if any man among you seems to be religious and bridles not his tongue, he deceives his own heart. His religion is in vain. I've kept this for many, many years, that a trophy fish that was hanging on the wall, and underneath the trophy fish was a sign that said, I wouldn't be hanging here today if I would have just kept my big mouth shut. I wouldn't be hanging here today if I would have just kept my big mouth shut. So how many of us are left hanging on a plaque on the wall because we said something that we shouldn't have said? James didn't just make this up. He recognized that the tongue is something that is very hard to control. The tongue speaks before it even has the chance to even think about what it is that it is saying. And these things come out. I recognize again, and sometimes that happens within my writing, and sometimes that happens within my speaking, that I have to step back from those situations and say, maybe my district superintendent years ago that I had deep, deep respect for, he called me son, and he would say, son, before you hit send, take a few hours to think about what it is that you're saying, and think about whether that is really what you want to say or not. But it's so easy. And it's so easy on the computer. That we can find ourselves rebuking people. I said that during September 11th in 2001. I still feel like that America was being judged. I don't back down from that. I believe America is heading for judgment beyond a shadow of a doubt. I think America is in big, big trouble. But preachers were saying that to people that had lost their loved ones, that was in the World Trade Center, that lost their lives. And preachers was saying, that happened because of judgment. That's not the time to speak judgment. There's time, I was told that when I first started out. I was told that I couldn't, in funerals, I couldn't preach people into heaven, and I agree with that. I can't preach people into heaven at funerals. It's also not my job to preach them into hell. My job is to preach their funeral. Are you following what I'm saying? I hope in my jumble that I'm making sense in this, because I think that we need to recognize that God gave us this tremendous tool that He placed in our mouths, that we have the ability to sway circumstances around us because of that tremendous tool. But when it is misused, it can cause damage that will last a lifetime.